Hey, welcome to another Friday Night Disaster Report. Been a while since we did one, probably back in July, I think. And went on vacation and come back and been pretty busy in the shop here, so I haven't had time to do much videoing. But anyways, we're going to try to get back at it. The laptop, there was a power surge for some reason, lightning strike, and the laptop don't work anymore. And the video editing software won't upload onto the desktop computer for some reason. So anyways, we're going to try to make one continuous video here because YouTube doesn't have a video editor anymore, it appears. So anyways, we'll take you for a little tour, walk around some of the things we've been doing, and talk about some of the disasters and some of the moderate successes anyways. Some of the projects that we're working on. So anyways, I will pick you up and take you for a walk here. We'll go over to the machine shop here, doing a little project here with a sprocket, just a steel sprocket. There's aluminum's the original one. They're putting some big engine in a quad or something, so they wanted a steel sprocket, seeing as how the aluminum one was pretty wore out to begin with. So I just got to set it up in the mill and do those 4 holes in the recesses, and that'll be done. And let's see, over here, this is a yoke off customer's truck, a Dodge. He a little rough on her, split the yoke. So we replaced the yoke on the end of his drive shaft, did a little bit of other work on it there. And let's see, what else have we been doing here? We'll go out to the shop end of things. And we got ourselves a headlight aimer, which is now being used as a shelf. And picked that up at an auction. And we got a PTU unit here out of a 2014 Jeep Cherokee. And you can see that there's a little bit of a problem here. The shaft goes in here, and was all stripped out. Of course, the seal's gone, bearings gone, everything's chowdered up in there. She's nothing but grease and gunk. But what happened with that is obviously the seal started leaking. It was leaking on both ends, and they only hold 0.7 liters of oil. So the oil ran out, the water ran in, and it ate itself, and the vehicle ended up rolling to a stop on the highway in front of the shop. And somewhat local person, I guess you consider him. Anyways, we towed it in here, and then the disaster started. That shouldn't have been too big of a deal. We had to get a new axle from Chrysler because nobody makes aftermarket parts for a Jeep Cherokee, because they only use this drivetrain for like 3 years, and they didn't use anything else. So we tried to find a transmission or PTU or both to swap into it. So the junkyards couldn't find us anything, but the transmission shop said they could, so we said go ahead, prepaid for it, which they wanted before they ordered it from the scrapyard in Ontario, which was 5 days away by truck. So this showed up, which is the 9-speed transmission that they use in those. The interesting part was that the PTU that goes on right there, come to find out, which nobody knew or would not say anyways, is that PTU, they sell them separate from the transmission. They'll sell you a transmission when you ask for a PTU, but then they don't send the PTU. So this showed up, transmission showed up. Of course, don't need a transmission worked fine, need the PTU, so I had to get them to order the PTU, which is the PTU that come off of this transmission, which of course another few $100 plus more shipping. And they won't take this back because it's prepaid for. They don't have a sale for it, so therefore it's not their problem. They got their money, they're happy. So I'm stuck with that. So if somebody needs a transmission for a 2014 Jeep Cherokee, let me know. Gotta give you a good price on it, get it out of my road. So what else have we been doing? Let's see. Up there we have a brand new second-hand, never before set up or used Saturn waste oil furnace. Came with a chimney but not with a stovepipe, so we had to get the stovepipe for it. You can hear it running there probably. And we've got that set up in the last few weeks here, and I got the tank set up and everything. Transfer pump for putting oil into the tank. Had to move our tire machines and stuff around a little bit. But it seems to be working pretty good, and the air injected burner nozzle on it. So it runs about 12 pounds of air pressure, and fairly economical on oil. It probably burns about the same volume as it would diesel fuel to heat the shop. And we built a bracket off the steel beam that holds the walls up to hang the furnace from, and seems to be working pretty good. So what else have we got going on here? Down here we have the wheel lift portion of a tow truck, which we picked up for a really good price actually, and we're setting that up on the old Ford 1-ton, and we'll take a little walk outside and show you what we're doing out there, or what we've started on anyways. Oh, there's quality control showed right up. You can always hear that door, even though we don't want to come inside till the afternoons. But he thinks we might be going for a drive, so he ain't going to miss out on that. Even though he did get himself in trouble a few weeks ago and got out in the highway over there, and some good Samaritan picked him up in front of the shop and hauled him around for 4 hours and dropped him off Battleford Humane Society, which is half an hour away. So I had to go pick him up. And he found out doggy jail ain't all it's cracked up to be. Although he does get out on the road once in a while, he's got to learn to stop doing that. But anyways, this is what we picked up for a wheel lift tow truck setup. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is modify the back of the truck a little bit and have that leg go inside the skirt. Make it a little shorter so we don't have quite so much overhang on the back of the old truck. And we got to find a winch to put on there, because that's how you lift your extender out. There's a little hook right in here. That's how you swing it up. Otherwise it's pretty heavy and you don't want it stuck out 4 feet behind you all the time when you're just driving around. So let's see, we got the old cock shut over there, and it's useless in the wintertime. I'll tell you what, it don't go anywhere if there's a hint of snow around or you got anything in the bucket. So we got the Massey set up again here, got the blade on her, and boys, I'll tell you, the little Massey, she'll push some snow. Got dual wheel weights on the back and loaded tires. And you just come into the snow, she'll fill that big blade. That's that 8-foot blade. Fill that right full of snow, and she just barks and goes and pushes her no problem at all. So anyways, you can see over there and behind everything else is the Tuesday tow truck, because it'll get done some Tuesday next week. And got the long block of the engine done, but got to get time to get her back in. And we got all the red Cavalier's ours, the white truck we're doing in heads on that, and a 7.3. The Sebring's got some weird issues. The minivan in behind is ours. That's a friend of ours. It broke down and he's leaving it here trying to sell it. And let's see, we got today's work here. That's 04 Chev. It needs ball joints and a wheel bearing and a 4-wheel drive transfer case, whatchamacallit, the shifting motor anyways. It screwed up and wants to shift itself into 4 low all the time. So we gotta get that sorted out. And I got a few other jobs over here, some leftovers and some other things. We got a minivan there. We gotta do tie rod ends and rear axle bushings on it. We got a Hyundai over there. We got to put a clutch in, and that blue car's got to go to Ford tomorrow to get the computer reprogrammed to put a rack and pinion in it. Come to find out, the When you put a new rack and pinion in a Ford these days, the computer needs to get reprogrammed. Or the power steering part of it doesn't always work, or only works for a little while. So anyways, that's tomorrow morning's trip to town. So anyways, that's what we're up to, that's what we're doing. So we'll see if we can get this uploaded and back into the video business. Hopefully we'll get an editor program working here one of these days, and we can make a little bit better video maybe again. So anyways, we got to get to work and we'll get this uploaded for you.